What's going on, people? So, side of the box. See, we're back to over here. I guess the Nike is the only one that had it on the opposite side. Anyway, so let's go ahead and jump on into this, right? This right here, Adidas Ultraboost 5, not 5X, in the Lucid Lemon colorway. So, yeah, I feel like there's also black and whatever, and some people would probably just call this Volt, but I think Nike only labels their shoes as Volt. I don't know. Either way, so quick little backstory here, right? I did a full-on review using this pair right here some time ago, right? And I said how I saw that there was an Ultraboost 5, didn't know where this thing was because I wasn't really finding them anywhere, but I knew that they should exist. And eventually I did find one, which is why we're here talking about it, right? So pick these up from Lapstone and Hammer, so we're going to get into that. And these are going to be different, obviously, from an Ultraboost 5.0, which could be a confusing naming thing for some people, but if you've been paying attention to this whole Ultraboost thing long enough, you'll probably not have that problem. But I'm just throwing it out there that there is a difference between the 5 and the 5X and the 5 and the 5.0. So we're just going to talk about mostly the former, not so much the latter. Anyway, so here's the thing. I'm going to get into the bottom real quick. Down there, same outsole that you saw on the last piece, basically, right? Nothing too crazy about it. Looks nice, I guess. Moving on up here, midsole, same thing. Very boring in this particular case. The last pair the first pair that I talked about, at least had a nice little gradient to it. This one, nah, not so much. And so moving on past that, right, shots of the upper so you can kind of see all that stuff. Yeah, it's a pretty cool color. It's a Volt sort of thing that's working out better than it worked out on those, what was that, the Flyknit 4s? Excuse me, the Infinity 4s, Infinity Run 4 from Nike. Yeah, that was labeled as like a Volt color, and then it was all like faded and whatever. But this one works out all right, at least visually to me. So anyways, like I said before, with this video, the Kensei Max one, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm not going to give you a full-on breakdown because for the most part, these shoes are exactly the same, right? I'll hit you with like the differences and then that'll basically be it because again, the upper is largely similar. But one thing that is different because, you know, you can see it on this one, down in the gray area, they have the, they have the green poking through in little areas there, but the other pairs didn't have that, so they weren't as cool. This gives these some extra points, right? Which is good. They need it because they definitely lose some points when we get into these other real differences here. So the biggest thing, and you're probably seeing it right now, right? The siding. This one, the 5X, it has these little plasticky type pieces just kind of laid on there, right? Little 3M and whatnot. Very cool. And then behind there, you got the open area for like all the breathability. When you look at the other pair, you do not have that. You have this cage thing on the side, right? Which is there. And so that kind of blocks where some of those holes would be. So when you look down in there even further, you're not seeing anything. It's really just going to be just the same knitted stuff all the way through, right? Which certainly does affect breathability. I cannot say that, and it was noticeable as soon as I put these things on, right? And I was just inside. So take that for what it's worth. But yeah, and I'll give you a shot from the inside because it's easier to see from the inside than from the outside. But otherwise, everything else about these is going to be the same. So that's convenient, right? So I know like how they'll feel as far as running in them and all that. But whatever. So let's go ahead and I'm going to say a lot of the same stuff I just said and hit you with these personal thoughts pieces, right? Because that's a thing that does kind of matter just a little bit. And I say that only because it gives me some room in here to slip these extra pictures in that people may actually find useful. Personally speaking, it's a really cool look. I was not sure what to expect when I bought them, honestly, because the visuals sometimes online versus what you get in store or what you get in hand, not always great, right? And I bought these from Foot Shop. It's one of those European retailers, so dealing with returns, like, I mean, it was $30 to get these shipped over here. They were on sale by like a good deal. but then with the shipping, it basically brought them back up to retail. Either way, dealing with a return was not something I was trying to do. So I'm glad that I got these in hand and it worked out visually speaking, right? I'm not thrilled about this cage thing, right? And I'll talk more about that when I get into like the actual sizing and stuff, because it does play into that. Well, not the sizing, but more so in the comfort. Actually, yeah, the sizing too, when you think about it. But anyways, so just what I'm getting out of these, there's not a whole lot different. I do like that, though in some ways it does kind of mean I just wasted some money just to buy these, just to figure out that, oh, it's just the cage, that's it. Interesting. But at least know this, it's a nice shoe, right? I got no real complaints about it. They're still going to be above a lot of other things out there, in my personal opinion. I covered that already. It's just that if you're looking between these two, you're going to want to look at the 5X, right? Actually, and one thing that I'm going to slip in here real quick, I don't have the lights out right now. I think they're in the car or something, because I was supposed to go running yesterday and I didn't, and then I forgot to bring them back in. But these, the lights, the Ultraboost light or the Ultraboost 23, however you want to call it, they had the cage thing as well, right? So these would be an upgrade over those, right? The 5 I would take over the light, but I would take the 5X over the 5. Cool? All right, good. So now I'm going to get you all that same information. Why am I picking this thing up? I'm going to get you all that same information all over again, everything I just said for the last several minutes. But you get to see these on feet. So there is that. So feel free to listen or don't listen. Doesn't really matter to me. Sizing wise, right? I bought these true to size. I guess that piece is important. And it's working out fine for me, right? So I got these in a 9.5. Same things I've been doing for the last several Ultraboosts. I will say, if you're newer to the Ultraboost realm, right? And you haven't touched on one since like the 1s and 2s and such. These, I went true to size on those, but these do feel a bit looser overall than how those were built. So just know that going into it. Anyways, they hug your feet in all the right ways. You know, they're kind of snug on the outside, which is a good thing, but super open and stretchy on the top piece. So I do like that a whole lot, right? So that's a very nice touch in there. And then as far as like running in these, I can say that I ran in the 5X a good bit. They felt really good. These aren't going to feel as good because of that cage on there. When you put your foot in there, you feel it, right? You know that there's something on there. When you put your feet in the 5X, they feel just more natural. Like the siding's all open. It feels comfortable. Like these aren't bad. Again, it's just that comparing, it's a night and day difference to me, and this is not the one you want. So I'll give you that. But again, it's still better than the 23 or the light, so I'll give them that piece though. But otherwise, like the breathability, it's still gonna be fine, right? It's just not better than the 5X, because again, those had like the extra holes down on the sides and everything, right? Is this something you should leave on the shelves? I'm gonna say no, right? If you like the color, and I've been seeing some more colors of these popping up that look pretty nice, so then yeah, consider it, right? But if you truly want the best experience, if that's what you're looking for, if like the looks are secondary and like you're going for straight functionality, which is the thing that makes sense, yeah, 5X. Anyways, past that, I'm walking around in them. They feel good. The boost is nice. Got a nice feeling all through the bottom of the shoe, through to the front. So I would say, even if you're not running in these, you're probably going to notice those differences even less if you're walking in them. So that would kind of negate a lot of the things that I said. So all in all, I think they're a good shoe for anybody. Personally, just, you know, there are some preferences that I have. So that being that, I'm done for the day with shoe things. Now I got some boxes over there to deal with. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever is wherever you are. I am going to do what I just said I'm going to do. So yeah, later people.